Teacher Jackie here, and today I am going to be doing an honest review of my experience with Qkids. I've been working with Qkids now for about a month, and for the most part, I've really been enjoying my experience. I began considering doing online ESL work about 3 years ago. I was ready to apply. I was almost there, but then I chickened out last minute. I just wasn't ready to take that plunge. So fast forward to about a month ago, I did decide that I was ready, and I started looking back into the various companies out there that I could potentially work with. And I chose Qkids as my first company, mostly because they're just amazing. They have awesome reviews, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about why I chose them in this video. So during the day, I'm an instructional technology specialist. I work as basically an instructional coach alongside of all of our teachers, and I help them to leverage technology to really enhance our student learning. And that has been crucial during COVID-19, where we've been having to do distance learning. So I've been super busy. So why would I take on another job? Well, because I miss kids. I missed being in the classroom. When COVID-19 happened, I was no longer able to be in the classrooms every day, and I just miss their smiling faces. And so I thought that doing online ESL instruction would allow me to see kids and smile more and just have fun. And it has been awesome. So I'll give it that for sure. Another reason that I decided that now was the time for me to pursue this particular activity was because the last few months have been they've been pretty traumatic. Actually, I've experienced. I had a stillbirth child at 20 weeks, and that was really hard. And so, by looking into working at a company like Qkids, it's given me my reason to smile again. So I'm in front of the kids, and I am on stage, and I'm smiling because I know I need to smile, and it does make me feel happy. Because now they're smiling, and now we're smiling, and now it's not a fake smile anymore. I'm really smiling, and I'm having fun. And so it's actually done a huge amount to help me through that healing and grieving process as I work through that loss. So that's been one of the blessings of working with Qkids. It's been able to help me through that hard time. So what is Qkids? Qkids is a remote job opportunity where you, as an independent contractor, can work with 1 to 4 students, typically around 4, and it's on an interactive gamified platform using the Qkids curriculum. So you do not have to do any lesson planning. Although you can do some, some planning where you're gathering props maybe, or you're thinking of how you might want to present a certain slide, but for the most part, they do all the work for you. The content itself is engaging, and it has adorable characters like Kobe Koala and Momo Monkey, and the kids just love these characters, and I'm pretty fond of them myself. And while the students are working through that English curriculum, you're rewarding them all the time through the use of diamonds, and they love those as well. So I chose Qkids because of the high ratings that they received online and their fantastic policies with regards to how they support their contractors. The 2 main factors that brought me to Qkids were the way that they manage teacher bookings and their cancellation policy. For many ESL companies, teachers are independent contractors that need to advertise themselves in order to bring in bookings. And parents might read your profile, they might watch a video that you've created, and decide whether or not to book you. This is not how Qkids works. Qkids books all of your classes for you, which for some, like myself, is a huge bonus. But if you're on another platform and you're already fully booked, joining Qkids may not be the right move for you, as it could potentially result in fewer bookings, just because there are slow times of the year, and there's no guarantee since you're not the one bringing in your own bookings. So for me, though, as a person that was not interested whatsoever in advertising myself, or worrying about what parents might think about me based on my looks, Qkids has been perfect. I'm receiving roughly 12 to 18 classes a week at the moment, and I'm not even fully booked yet. But you have to remember, I've only been here for about a month, and this is a slow season right now. So I think the number of bookings I'm getting is perfect at the moment. And I'm hoping and expecting to see them increase as the summer hours come and we start to see a busier season. So how are bookings dispersed? I know this was my number one question that I wanted answered when I started working at Qkids. From what I can see, based on the various Facebook groups that I'm in, bookings are not evenly distributed. And some people wind up with a full schedule, while others go weeks without any. This, of course, is a con. You could be one of those people not receiving any bookings, so I'm not going to lie about that. But again, this has not been my experience. I've received plenty of bookings to be happy, and I don't see it as an issue. But again, I haven't experienced zero bookings. So in an official announcement from Qkids, they stated that bookings are the result of many different factors, including availability. So your availability, are you available to teach the students? Other teachers' availability, are you only available at the same time everyone else is? And then the students' availability, are the students available at the same time you are? So that's a big one. Are you available? And then the other factors that come into play are if you are available for on-demand or late notice classes, your overall rating based on family feedback compared to other teachers teaching those same lessons or models, and then what trainings you've received that qualify you to teach different levels, and whether your account has been in good standing this year. So those are some things that do influence your bookings. So if you are lacking bookings, I would highly suggest working on getting your ratings up there, working on accepting any short notice bookings that you might receive. And then if you are struggling to get bookings, reach out to CCT and just request them, and they may start adding them to your schedule. So again, my experience has been pretty good. I have received fairly consistent bookings each week, and I've received great ratings from parents, which I believe has helped me to maintain and slowly increase my number of bookings. The other great thing about Qkids that drew me to this company was their flexible cancellation policy. I'm a mother with 2 young children at home, and I know that life happens. One of the reasons I didn't apply to teach ESL with another company 3 years ago was I was scared of their cancellation policy. I didn't like the idea that I would have to prove that I was sick or injured or had an emergency in order to not be penalized for taking a class off. I thought that was pretty ridiculous. Qkids cancellation policy has got to be one of the most flexible policies in the industry by far. You submit your availability to Qkids for just in general. So if you know that you're available every time slot except for 8:30 during Monday through Friday, you submit that open availability and say, just these are the ones I can't work, and they won't book you for those hours. Now, if something does come up and you're no longer available, if you're sick or if you're tired or if you just need a break or if you want to go on a date with your husband, whatever it is, if you need time off, you can take it as long as it is more than 5 hours before you're supposed to teach that class. So all you have to do, you don't have to contact Qkids, you just go in the app or you go on the platform and you just click the time schedule and request off and just type a reason, so unavailable. That would be fine. And there's no penalty for taking off that class as long as it is more than 5 hours before the class, which I think honestly is plenty of time for me. If there is an emergency where you have to take off and you let them know, they're usually pretty flexible about that as well, from what I've heard. So this has been helpful for me because I've been trying to actually balance 2 ESL companies, and it helps me to maximize my bookings, because if I do end up becoming double booked, I can request off with Qkids without a penalty, as long as I let them know 5 hours in advance. So if you're interested in learning more about that other company that I'm working with, make sure to check out my other video on my experience with Zebra English. The interview process for Qkids is fairly straightforward, but it has the added bonus of paying you to teach the trial classes that you teach with students. I will be creating future videos to help applicants through that process, both the application and interview process. So if you are interested in working with me as a referring teacher, I would be happy to assist you. And I would be willing to Zoom with you or email with you to make sure that you are ready to go through those stages and become an awesome Qkids teacher. So if you are interested, my referral code is PUIYWE. and I will drop my referral link below for you to use along with my email. Please, 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 if you do want to use me as a referring teacher, send me an email. I want to connect with you. I want to assist you in navigating that application process. Please don't just use my code. Work with me. Let me help you. The other question that I had as a new Qkids teacher was about the pay and also the hours. So the first question about pay is pretty straightforward. The current base rate for teachers is $8 per lesson, and lessons are 30 minutes long. So if you teach 2 classes, you can make $16 an hour. There are also opportunities, though, for bonus pay for each lesson, which includes an additional $1 per class if you receive good ratings from parents, so a rating of 4 or 5, and this is per lesson. So if you teach 10 lessons throughout the week and one of them receives a 3-star review, you just would lose the $1 bonus for that class. You would still get the bonus for all your other classes, so you'd get those $9 extra instead of 10, which isn't a horribly big deal. The other bonus that they do offer is called a quantity bonus. So if you teach 15 or more lessons during the week, you will earn an additional $1 per class that week on top of your base pay and your performance bonus. So while the base pay is $8 for a class, you ultimately can and likely will earn closer to $10 per class, or roughly $20 an hour. So now on to the more complex issue of what hours are available to teach, and are there minimums on the number of hours you need to work? So during the off season, Qkids offers classes usually between 6:30 a.m. and 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every day of the week they offer these hours, as well as evening hours on Friday and Saturday nights from 8:30 until 11:40 p.m. Now, as we move into busy season, as we move into summer, basically, Qkids adds additional time slots, including weeknights and earlier morning hours. So that gives you many, many, many more opportunities to work with those Q kiddos. One of the only negatives that I've experienced thus far with Qkids is that the company does require a minimum of 6 hours commitment a week. So that is 12 classes that you need to guarantee availability for. This means that when I submit my availability to Qkids, I have to make sure that I'm always submitting at least 6 hours a week during peak times to work for Qkids. Now, some people do not like this because they're trying to balance multiple companies and they want to commit certain days of availability to certain companies. So maybe they want to do Monday with one company, Tuesday with another, so they find that this can be difficult because you need to commit so many hours to Qkids. Now, this has not been an issue for me because my other company with Zebra English does not have a minimum number that I need to be booked. But honestly, with Qkids' flexible cancellation policy, I'm able to open up a tremendous amount of availability in both companies. And if I do become double booked, I just cancel the Qkids one and do my Zebra one because their cancellation policy is not as good. So because Qkids has such a flexible policy with canceling, I haven't found those minimum hours to be an issue, especially since I open far more hours than I need to. Overall, joining Qkids has been exactly what I needed during these uncertain times that we're all living in. I have the ability to make extra money outside of my normal teaching day, which grants me some financial security. And I get to work with the most adorable children from way across the sea, and I get to have fun. And those were all super important to me as COVID-19 has just been difficult. This has been a rough time to live in. And then with those added traumas that I've recently experienced, I needed reasons to smile again, and Qkids has been that reason. So if you are interested in learning more about Qkids, or if you want to learn more about the other ESL company that I work for, Zebra English, or if you think you're ready to make that jump and become a Qkids teacher, please, please, please reach out to me at my email below, and feel free to use my referral code PUIYWE so that I can help you through the process so that you can become an amazing Qkids teacher. Happy teaching!